You do make the mature decision to remove yourself from the situation. You go to the front of the house to cool off a little bit. When you walked out of the house at that point, what was your intention?
I tried to get on the phone with the producer just to say, hey, like, I'm reaching a boiling point right now. Like I tried to do the right thing.
Yeah. Also, we had a full day of like drinking with each other, so that always is a recipe for activation.
Let's go! Come on, you pussy!
We definitely were not expecting it. I'm pretty sure, like, the girls were in the kitchen were like, what are we gonna eat for dinner? We never ate dinner. Like, let's split this pasta.
Danielle and I were in Florida, and we
were so, I kid you not, we were so happy and just giggling. And then we're just like, wait, what is that? We could just hear something going on, like,
oh my God.
Next thing you know, we just hear like Luke, and then I look over the balcony and it's just like rage.
You think you're tough, Kyle? You piece of trash. I don't like you.
Luke and I benefited from the fact that we were separated by massive staircase.
Yeah.
And I'm not the kind of guy to get in a fight, but we were kind of, you know, there were fighting words being exchanged.
Kyle has a big bark. He's very good at getting people mad at him and saying things that'll get under your skin, but he's not gonna do anything. And Luke cares too much about his model face. But Carl, he'll whoop some ass.
I definitely was drinking that night, and probably more than I wanted to, but you know, me and Kyle we were giving Luke our peace of mind for sure. And I think after that, you know, we don't want to fight, but Luke was trying to cool off, I think, but I don't know what really got under him. I've never heard anything like that amongst a group of my friends. So I go to my room and I hear what it sounds like is Luke's going to try to beat the hell out of Kyle, or he's threatening others. And I felt in my body, I don't know what it was, but it was like a protect my friend moment. I felt like I had to come out of my room and react the way I did.
I don't like you.
And then we just run out into the entryway and it's just going down.
Hey, Luke.
It just seems so vicious, and I've never seen these guys like this before. Like, I know them well. I've never seen them like this before. Like, we're all seeing red.
I was seeing red. I hands down, I was seeing red, and I know that for a fact. I had reached that point.
And in my head, I'm like, if this gets physical, Carl will beat the shit in his whitey tighties will beat the shit out of someone.
So in my underwear, and as Paige so hilariously said, I'm like the dad at a sleepover who comes out at like 2 a.m. to yell at everybody in his underwear.
I got so nervous. It literally felt like we were having a sleepover. We were supposed to be in bed by midnight. Carl comes out in his underwear to tell us to all like wrap it up.
I was like, you know, if these boys make it out of this house and into the driveway where Luke is, like, that's when there's more space and more opportunity for things to like get physical. And it was like, how do we just like stop them from like getting out the door?
Lindsay was trying to pry someone off, like a producer's over here, a leg's over here. I'm like, there's blood on the floor. I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
I mean, everyone's literally trying to hold Carl back. Like, he is a superhuman.
No! What is happening?
Hey,
Fake ass mother!
I like ran down the stairs and just like latched onto Carl's arm, like trying to prevent him from, like, God forbid, like taking a swing or, you know, fighting back.
I basically jumped on Kyle's back and like, I was like, don't go out there. You know, Bravo's very, very strict with like a no violence, no physical violence rule.
Dude, Lindsay straight up bodied you.
Yeah.
Like, she like owned your shit.
No!
She literally,
I mean, I think I bounced right off the boobs.
manhandled
I mean,
you.
she was like,
and
boom,
like
boom.
just came in.
No!
I mean, it was about to get physical, and next thing you know, you had several producers in the mix.
I'm pretty sure Luke just like ran away.
What the was that?
It's not worth it.
Fucking piece of
It's worth it.
Paige and I, we're still upstairs, frozen.
And I was like, oh my God, I gotta go to bed. It was great though.
my conscience got the best of me. There were a lot of things I thought of, and it was, yeah, I just need to get the fuck out of here, because if I stay here, like, this is not good for anybody, honestly. So I just fucking took off down the driveway and fucking caught my breath and took a deep breath, and production came running after me, and I was like, leave me alone.
Take a lap.
Thank God that driveway's long.
Yeah, I actually wish that I had never even gone back into the house. It just wasn't the right thing to do.
At the end of the night, Luke ends up removing himself from the house. Did you guys think that he would come back after that situation?
I just assumed he's going to take some time, whatever that means for him, and we'll hash it out. You know, like that's what guys do.
I was glad he left because I feel like that was the right move, just to clear your head, get away from it all.
I don't think I want to be a part of this.
After what happened, you just think about, like, where's it going to go? Like, I mean, is it too soon to talk to somebody? Or, like, you know, like, have I had enough time? If they had enough time to collect yourself, you know?
It was a different kind of fight than we've ever dealt with. Like, we're so used to dealing with, like, oh, someone had a little attitude problem last night, or like these two are beefing over trash. Part of me was just like, I hope everyone is like okay.
Yeah, I think we were all like really shooken up. So like the next step was kind of like, we're like, where do we go from here? Like, how do we navigate this?
Obviously, the biggest elephant in the room was the girls. And do they feel comfortable with you being here?
I don't give a I don't want him back in this house.
The next day was tough because Luke and I have always been good friends, but in that moment, I was just very anti-Luke. I'm sorry, man.
No, I mean,
I'm letting you know now.
no, it affected the people around me that I care about. My reaction did, and that bothered me. I felt really bad.
But I don't think it was all on you though, Luke. When it came to you and Kyle and Carl, like there's three of you involved, there's other people involved, and I don't like, I appreciate you taking that responsibility and owning up to it and doing that, but I also just don't think it was like all on you. And the boys were very clear the next day that like they f***ed up too, you know, that they needed to apologize as well.
Why don't I just give him a call, see if he picks up? I can kind of start the conversation by apologizing and see where it goes from there.
I mean, I feel like we knew he was going to come back. It was more so of like, what was his energy going to be when he came back? Like, are you remorseful? Are you going to finally take accountability for the things that led up to this, that got us to this point where we are right now? Or like, are we just going to keep moseying on like how things have been?
So I think we all were looking to Carl and Kyle to like talk man to man and have a conversation with Luke and figure out like where his head's at. And if they felt comfortable, you know, we were more concerned, like, could something happen with the guys? Could there be another altercation? Like, do they feel comfortable?
I wanted to apologize for how heated things, got last night, but just wanted to see where your head's at and, figured we should have a chat in person if you're up for it.
They were supposed to be kind of just feeling him out and seeing like how he was kind of feeling. And then we were going to take it from there on like, you know, obviously coming back, but like in what capacity, whatever. But then Kyle just was like, yeah, come on in, eat chicken tenders. You know?
Typical men.
Yeah.
I think we owe it to each other to just not ever let something like this get in the way of our friendship.
I couldn't agree more, man.
It's like, dude, we're going to be just fine.
Yeah, I agree.
In my mind, there was never a situation in which he's not coming
You
back.
guys just like hit it off and we're like, hey, come on, join dinner. And all of us girls are like, why did he just walk
That's
back
the
in?
beauty of being a guy.
It's Kyle and Luke. Luke is in the house. I need Rosé for this.
I felt very lucky to come back in. It was hard coming back though, because people, I mean, like Danny wasn't so warm to me when I came back.
It still was a little awkward when he came back because I don't think any of us really knew what to expect from him.
Mm-hmm.
It was a turning point because I think Luke really understood, like, hey, like your actions have really hurt some of the girls. You're clearly, pissing the guys off by just not being open and honest with us and taking responsibility. But I think it was good for him, and he opened up, which is what we've been asking for 2 summers now. It's like, who's, what's behind Luke? What makes him tick?
I want to apologize to everybody. I feel horrible about what happened the other night. Yelling is something that was ingrained in me. Anger is ingrained in me. To this day, I still deal with it with my family.
To some point, you don't really want to share your life with everybody all the time. But at the same time, you are who you are as a person, so you need to be able to. I mean, I'm not ashamed of my past. I am who I am as a person because of my past. I know that, yeah, clearly that side is in me, but I do a really good job of never showing that.
I think it was good that you did that, Luke, only because it's hard to do, but you are in a house of mirrors, right? That you just have to look at yourself sometimes and be like, okay, you have a part in it and you have to own your shit. And there are reasons why we do the things that we do. And sometimes it just takes looking at yourself in the mirror through other people, literally 9 other people, because we love you so much that they just kind of like get it out of you. And it takes having that many mirrors to kind of say like, okay, this is who I am and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I want to say that I'm proud of Luke for being able to open up in a very vulnerable way. It's, you know, it's very hard for men, manly men, masculine men, to be vulnerable about their, you know, things from their childhood. So props to you, Luke, on being able to do that so that we can understand you in a little bit of a deeper way.
At the end of the day, we will always love Luke. He could be banging 25 girls and we'll still invite him back next summer. You know, we love him. So we never wanted him to feel less than or unworthy because of his childhood or how he was feeling. And, you know, I think it was great that he opened up about that to us because we definitely saw a completely different side of him. And I think we all understood.
Yeah, it's hard to open up in front of a group of 8 or 9 people, something that deep. But truthfully, since that moment, it like changed completely with him, at least in my eyes for him. So I applaud him. It's not easy, but you know what? I think he's better for it.
The morning after the pub crawl, we see Carl reflect on how much he was drinking that night and how it affected his behavior and reaction to Luke.
Come on, you f***ing jackass.
I think Carl's been a protector in a lot of situations with his friends group, with girls, with his family, and he just went into fight or flight and he chose to fight.
Right.
Violence is never the answer, but with alcohol and testosterone, you never know what's going to happen.
Hey, Luke.
You know, I dealt with a tremendous loss. I think part of me was kind of like, F it, after my brother passed and coming back to the house and just kind of feeling like, all right, you know, I'm going to drink a little bit more and have some fun and see what happens. I don't know. I was with my best friends, feeling comfortable. I know I'm in a safe environment. At least I thought I was for the most part.
I will beat the out of him like easily. I will make a necklace out of his hair and resell it to his dumbass.
The intensity of last night is like, I don't need that in my life. Like, I can't handle that right now.
For me, you know, there's definitely that alcohol anxiety that, you know, a lot of people get after a heavy night and not feeling proud of how you behaved. It was definitely another reminder, you know, about what alcohol can do to me when I, you know, mix or drink too much. It's something that, you know, I was really trying my best to moderate and try and, you know, just follow what I was, you know, hoping to go into the summer, which was really not drink much.
I mean, I drank more than I should have yesterday, which obviously I've been trying to work on.
Well, Carl used to be the king of just like saying sorry to everyone.
Lindsay, I'm sorry. I got wasted.
Just keep saying it over and over and over, and then eventually I'll believe it.
He would sometimes like do stuff they didn't even remember doing. It just be like, I'm sorry, he'd do the apology train. But like this summer, he meant it when he said sorry.
And I haven't known Carl a long time, and I don't know how he was past summers, but like in order to try and relate and the things that he was saying, I'm like, his emotional intelligence and emotional awareness was like, I mean, something that we hope for Luke.
Carl, you can see, has done work.
Yeah.
He's really worked on himself, and like his self-awareness was very, very evident.
And he was intentional, and he didn't want to like just regurgitate, you know, something that you read in a book. He's like, no, I want you to feel this. And like, I feel like when Carl speaks, you feel him too.
That's me and Kyle going at you. I am sorry because you don't deserve to be attacked and ganged up on.
Yeah, that's why I didn't react too well.
You know, I fought with my brother a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot. And I'd give anything to fight with him right now. You know, so.
At the end of the day, I love Carl. I'd fight with him if he needs me to fight with him. I'm just saying. Yeah,
I love that about us.
In that moment, I think I was just, regardless of the fight, like, you know, with what Carl had gone through with, you know, with his brother passing away, it's like, I just was like, just hearing him out, like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really have an opinion other than I was just being a friend, listening and trying to be a friend.
I want to say that I'm proud of Carl for being able to sort of reflect in his mind and connect the dots in a way that's important to understanding like how your feelings affect your actions, right? So like what Carl, I think, was doing maybe was like, hey, I'm actually more hurt about the loss of my brother than I'm willing to admit. And that kind of came out in this way. And I'm sorry for that.
It was definitely kind of like, okay, this is something, if I'm not in a great place or I mix a bunch of whiskey or alcohol, like it's not fun to be around. And I wasn't proud of overall, because if I hadn't drank that night, would I have gotten out of bed to protect Kyle? Probably still. But my anger and the heat of the moment was definitely fueled by my alcohol. But I'm trying to figure it out. It's such a interesting thing when you're in a group of friends where partying is definitely one thing we do. But I was really happy to show people another side of me that I can have fun without being completely intoxicated.